que desde República Dominicana.
This recording came around 14 years ago. I mean, the original idea of the song. I was back then working at Sands Casino. And I just got a new preamp from Neve, and then I wanted to test it. And then I just created some simple chords. And on top of that, I just make up some lyrics from nowhere. And then I kept it because it was just like a test, right? And then that was the beginning of the whole thing. But the recording, the actual recording that you heard in the new version was done last year. As you saw in the video and the whole production, my son, Chris Danger, he's living with me in Hong Kong for the last 3 years. And then he heard the demo. And he goes like, "Daddy, why don't you like make this song?" And I was like, "No, that was just like testing the preamp." And he was like, "That's very tasty, you know, let's do something, let's add some rap in it, and let's do some upbeat and some originally it was like a traditional cha-cha-cha song." And then he said, "Let's make some beat, you know, like trap, a little bit of trap and a little bit of backbeat." And I go, "Okay, let's give it a try." So that was the product of what you heard.
Está buena y no está hecha. No es como tú, no molesta. No, ella sabe dar cajeta.
Oh man. If you give me a few minutes to explain the whole thing, Christopher, he's my only son. I mean, that I know about. I don't know. He's been without me. I mean, I didn't raise him because I was in Dominican Republic. I was in Hong Kong, and he was in Dominican Republic with a great family, great ex-wife. But we always kept in touch, and he was always looking out to me. And his wish was to be able to perform with me all his life. And when he came to Hong Kong 3 years ago, and I sit down with him, and I'm like, "You see, I'm a musician, but it doesn't mean music is an easy thing. You know, we need to work hard for it. You need to be a business person. If you want to do music, you cannot just go be musician and go to 7-Eleven afterwards and get drunk, you know. You have to explore the things. So what do you want to go to study in the university?" And he goes, "Dad, I just want to follow your steps." So I'm like, okay, the first thing you need to do is you need to learn some music. So nowadays, to make the story short, he's actually the percussionist on my band, on my Latin band right now, and backing vocals as well. But his passion is writing. He writes a lot in Spanish. He writes a lot. He writes a lot of rap, a lot of trap music, a lot of new style urban. We call it urbana, música urbana. So his wish was to be able to perform with Daddy. So on his side, this is the greatest thing that we've done, we achieved. On my side, it's actually double of that, because to be able to write something and be able to write it and do it with my son, with my only son, the one I couldn't raise, but he's living with me now, and he's being able to be part of my career. That is like priceless to me. So again, we go back to the song. This song, that's why the value of this song is a lot bigger than money to me. If the song can be, I mean, everywhere in the world, it's awesome. But just being able to be with my son and to let the people know that we can do things as a Dominican people is all plus, plus, plus. Very valid and good question. Coming from a living legend like you. Okay, this is good that I answer this question because many people need to know what we're trying to reach with this song. First of all, this song was marketed for the Latin American community. And it was not, I mean, this is only the planting of what we want to do in the future. Let me explain. This song was created with the end of Latin America knowing that there's a Latin guy in Hong Kong, far away from home, doing some Latin music that was never heard before in Latin America. specifically Central America and South America, like my country, Dominican Republic, Cuba, Venezuela, Argentina, very important market for us, and Brazil. That song was for us to come back to our land and say, even we are in Hong Kong, we are doing this kind of music as well. Please get to know us. So the word exposure really works in here. So it's for us to let them know what we can do. Then we already prepared 3 other tracks coming up, connection to this one. So those tracks will be the money making, as you call it. To be honest, you must know this, that nothing in music right now is organic. You have to inject, and if you want to be published, you want to be in the radio in Argentina, you have to inject some cash, and that's the way it is. If you put money in every radio station, the people's gonna listen to the song and it's gonna be a hit. But at the same time, as you said, then what? So the strategy we're using now is right after one song, we already are connected. The question you asked me, how well connected are we in Latin America? Well, in Dominican Republic, we are all covered because my brother is one of the most famous DJs there, radio station DJs. So he managed to, with a better cost, to put in the most famous Dominican Republic stations, which for us is the roots of why we're creating this, because it's my country. You might say, oh, but it's Dominican Republic, it's nothing. But for us, it means a lot that our music started in Dominican Republic. Then in the other countries, there's no point for us to be investing in the radio stations in those countries, because the digital platforms can reach the whole world. And you might say, yeah, you're streaming, so what? Well, guess what? If you are not in the game, if you are not always gambling, you will never be able to know if it's going to happen or not. We just need to we create the first song, we punch with all my team. I couldn't be doing anything without my team. Very good marketing, very good strategy, very, very insisting, very consistent. I think that's the key of the first successful move. And then we're trying to push for the first song just to take us so when we do the second, third, fourth song, people have an idea of what we are, who we are. If that doesn't work the way we want, we just need to keep pushing. We are not millionaires. We are not having a company backing us up. So the only way we can do is, we use our talent, we use the creativity, we use the team to keep pushing, especially now that we have no gigs. So, what other option do we have? And also regarding the canto side that you said, the song is being written right now, lyrics in Cantonese and in Mandarin. So we're just getting some collaborators from Hong Kong and from Taiwan to do the versions in different languages. Again, it's gonna work, it's not gonna work, well, but if we don't try, we are here to try and to expose our Latin American roots in 2 ways. One, to Asia people, to let them know, you see, we can mix with your culture and music, and to Latin America, to let them know, even though we are in Hong Kong, we still our roots of Latino guys. I think it's important if a famous DJ or this kind of quality people take my track and expose it in a different style, because that means we're going to be reaching different crowd that we're going to be reaching in the Latin side or the Cantonese side. So it's always a plus for us if somebody wants to take our track and take it in a higher level. I'm open. In the old days, it used to be very restricted to do negotiations with things. This song in particular, right? We're talking about this song. To be honest with you, it's mostly about exposure and let the world know what we can do. So if you do it, if anybody else do it, we can talk and negotiate, we can talk about it, but I'm open to share it. I'm not closing doors, because everything happened with this song, either my language or different style or different part of the world, is really a plus to us in this moment. With future songs, I don't know, I'll have to analyze more. But with this song, we really need, to be honest, it's actually helping if we do that. Follow us, Chris Polanco Official, ChrisPolanco Official, on Instagram. Chris Danger, that's my son, and Mama Juana Music. That was a very famous musician in Hong Kong, in Dominican Republic, who was kind enough to be part of this track. And hence, I want to ask you a favor. I mean, if we're working something out with the remix of this song, we need to bring Jordy in. You know, Jordy's our brother. So Mush music by Jordy must be in as well.